4:40 in the morning. As you can see, I respect the hustle. You know what I'm saying? Respect the man behind the camera, right? What more can you possibly ask for? Let's go.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to a new episode of County of Kings. I have a special guest today, Lazarus Powell.
Morning, everyone. Morning, County of Kings fans and everyone watching, right? Thank you, brother, for inviting me on.
Thank you for coming at a short notice, even at crunch time. Thank you so much.
Anything that I could do to help out and assist. I know that this is never ending. It never stops.
No.
And it's like, me and you, we turned around, we broke bread, you know what I'm saying? We sit at the same table and we work in the same struggle.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? So, if you calling me in for something like this, right, it's got to be something to it, and I got to be on.
That's what I need to hear. And now we're going to get into some good questions. If you don't know who Lazarus Powell is, he's an inspiring actor. You can catch him on. How many shows you got under your belt? You got a crazy catalog.
Well, for right now, currently working on a web miniseries called The Block,
yes,
right, which is going into season 2.
Nice.
And it's great cast,
yes,
great crew, and which we're part of that.
Yes,
all right, we're part of that. This ever-growing dynasty. And I gotta give it to the minds of 6 Desjardins and
yes,
Gamal Batista and everything like that for bringing all this together, right? It's a tool for, how can I say, for good exposure and everything like that, but it's also an even better tool for networking because so much has come out of this.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
This is very true.
We're just beginning, so I'm very proud of it. With that. Pretty much I'm just out there and I'm running the tail, man, networking and doing all the things I can do and trying to devise and just formulate.
This guy right here is a workaholic. This guy has a catalog that goes back 10 years in acting?
15.
15.
Almost 15.
Almost 15 years in acting. This guy right here is the truth. Lazarus Powell. You gotta look, Google, whatever he has work out. Now I want to ask you a question. When it comes, when did you say, I want to be an actor? How did you get into it? How did you fall into this? How did this happen?
I'll laugh when I say this, but 5 years of age.
Wow.
5 years of age. It took one movie. It took one man, and that was it. Mom used to ask me every day, what is it you want to be? And you say, policeman, fireman, whatever. And I watched a movie with hell of an actor, man, iconic. He's been gone for years. His name is Steve McQueen.
Okay.
The name of the movie is called Bullet. And I saw that movie when I was very young, and when I saw that did it. I knew what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. At that age, I didn't know what it would entail, but I knew that that's where I wanted to be, so, in time, Mom taking it serious, acting classes, monologue classes and everything like that. I was in it, dropped out, did the peer pressure thing, the teenage thing or whatever like that, and I would say right around 2000, I wanted to turn around and relearn what I was taught. Nice. And incorporate that into the more modern world. So I took classes again, and from there, just kept, seeing what I can do as far as auditioning and monologue training, and really watching what I do, but watching what others do, you know what I'm saying, in terms of talent, but also behind the scenes as well. They say that if you're gonna walk into a world, right, you just don't turn around and walk in and just take one fruit from the garden.
Nice.
You turn around and you learn about that garden. You learn what's edible and what's not. You know what I'm saying? You learn about what, how things are forged. You know what I'm saying? How, what can be eaten, and, how you can prepare yourself, and it's like with the entertainment business, period, this is where I'm at now, learning everything that I can possibly learn about it. Not just in front of the camera, but even behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? Even if the day comes where I never turn around and pick up a camera, the fact is I still want to learn how all this stuff works. It's not anything of like world-ending importance, but I'm intrigued by it. You know what I'm saying? I love mechanics. I love techniques and all that other stuff. So when I get to turn around, I get to see people like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You turn around and you work. You work these machines that turn around and broadcast to everyone. And then the bright minds that turn around and they come together, right? To see to it that these machines do their jobs. You know what I'm saying? That everybody is like a well cohesive unit, right? These are the things that turn around and drive me.
Is there any roles that you think you cannot handle, or have you ever came across a role that you say, I can't do that, I gotta turn that one down?
Well,
County of Kings, baby. County of Kings, baby.
It is. There was a film that I did back in 2007. All right, and the role, his name's Patrick, and the role had called that Patrick be a little pink in his skin, a little feminine.
Oh, okay.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Comical, but still he had his femme ways until he was pissed off, and that's when the man came out, or whatever like that. If you guys are looking for it, it's called The Waiting Game. All right, and the good guys at Green Gecko Films, they turned around, they put that together. But originally, they looked at me for another role and everything like that, and they decided to go with someone else. But they called me up and they asked me, it was like, listen, we got this role, dude, Patrick, and pretty much it's like a starring role or whatever like that, and you get your name in the credits and this, that, and the third, and Patrick happens to be a little femme and So I turned around, he was like, listen, get back to us in 24 hours, let us know what you think or whatever. If you don't want to do it, we totally understand. The guys, they were very liberal about it, they were very cool about it, whatever. I got back to him in 5 minutes and told him, listen, I'll take it, no problem, all right? And then learning that most of the movie was improv, that I was able to turn around and do whatever it called for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it's comedy. You know what I'm saying? It's comedy. It's the type of thing that'll make you feel uncomfortable, but it'll make you laugh at the same time.
Okay.
Or whatever the case may be. As far as like getting in on a more intimate side, nah. And really, to tell you the truth, I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? And this is not a knock on the LGBT community and nothing like that, right? But that is, between that and actually taking drugs on camera or something like that, that's not something that I'm prepped for.
See, the reason I asked that, well, I'm a brand spanking new actor. Besides County of Kings, I'm on the show The Block. It's great. If you've never seen it yet, you need to check it out. The Block TV series. You can see all the episodes. Like he said, we're on season 2. The reason I asked that is, I would like to know, like, what are your, like, what's your remedies on prepping for a role? And when I ask that, I'm not asking just for the fans. I'm asking for me also.
Well, prepping for a role is much like meeting somebody for the first time. When you meet somebody or whatever the case may be, you first thing you say is, "Hello, what's up?" Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you also feel it in your handshake. Now, the handshake here is when you pick up the script. You know what I'm saying? And you look and you see your role and you read to yourself silently, because when you do that, you're getting to know this person who you're about to become. And believe me, there will come, whether it takes a day or whether it takes a second, there will be a joining between you and this person. It's easy if you can identify with this person in every which way, all right? But the bigger challenge is if this person is the total opposite of who you are as an individual, you know, and those are the roles that, for myself, I tend to migrate faster towards, you know. You get into it, you delve into it, eventually you morph, and you maintain that attitude. For some people, they do it 24 hours a day because that keeps them fresh for when they have to do these things. And then eventually, when the thing is over, you gotta go and you gotta mentally detox. You know. But then for others, you can turn around, you can click it on and click it off. You know, just like that, you can slip into the mode, and you know, it doesn't happen. Whereas your voice is like high pitched 1 minute, and next minute you're going to play this whatever, like a demon or something like that, and then your voice automatically goes low. Sometimes you lay silent for a couple of seconds and you think about this person that you are about to portray. And once you're able to turn around and take that in, then it's fresh and it's ready to go. You know, you got to remember that this is another person altogether, and you are meeting each other for the first time. You know, the only difference is that their words are speaking to you, but your words, through his words or their words, is going to speak to everybody. You know,
that was a great analogy.
It's two voices, one message.
That's powerful right there. See, me being a brand new actor myself, I had to ask that. That wasn't just a fan kind of question. Excuse me, that was a fan's kind of question.
No.
Listen. When I walked in, do you remember the first time I came for the audition and I was trying to get the roles in the back? They gave me the role and I couldn't get it. And I was like, yo, you're too stiff. You're too stiff. And all of y'all pulled me individually and gave me a speech. And I came back and killed it. I grabbed it from all you guys.
Well, that's what it is. You know, I mean, what it was is that, you know, you knew very well of the field that you wanted to go into, but you had to find your point of adaptation. And see, that's the other thing to this too. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say adaptation is key to life. You know, and like with anything, no matter what field you go into, you can be in finance or whatever the case may be, and you can be working on Wall Street, but then you can move in 6 years and you can move to Tokyo, you know what I'm saying, and learn that the playing field is much different over there.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So what do you have to do? You know, you're in their world, their land, adaptation, you know what I'm saying? And with acting, you know, it's something much like any landscape. It's never permanent. It changes constantly. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're gonna receive so many other roles. You know what I'm saying? And your personality is gonna have to turn around and change over time and shift wherever those roles are going. You can always turn around and make it your own, right? But the fact is that you have to maintain that steady pace within that role, you know what I'm saying, to turn around and pretty much bring about what the writers and everybody else has put together on this, you know. I mean, it's easy for like a lot of other actors or whatever the case may be, whereas they can lend their personalities to a role, like, you know, like a Denzel or like a Samuel L. Jackson, or even like a Robert De Niro or Pacino. You know what I'm saying? These guys can lend their role. They all got their niches where they can lend, you know, their own personalities to any role. Definitely. Or whatever the case may be. You know, I mean, you know, but it's like, not for nothing, you know, you just have to be poised, because adaptation will come, and you have to be ready to turn around and get ready to switch your filter, you know what I'm saying, and get ready to look through a different scope sometime.
All right, now, Lazarus is sitting on his couch. He's at home. What does he watch? What is he into? What shows, movies is a Lazarus type of show or movie?
Well, pretty much for the most part, that's a real good question. Oh man. Pretty much for the most part, I'm pretty much into like the same thing that most are. I mean, yeah, I watch like different drama series or like cop series and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? As far as movies go, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that knows me knows that. Once again, I love drama. I love action. You know what I'm saying? I definitely love like a good comedy. What I dig, even with horror, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can turn around and splat anything, but if it's something that's smart, that was smartly made, you know what I'm saying? Like a smart comedy or a smart horror film, right? Then that right there, that's what I sink my teeth into. Plus, I also like my sci-fi, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I like my sci-fi. I love my comic book movies. Everybody that knows me knows I love the books. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I read those things, and just seeing that it's the biggest money-making genre out here now, you know what I'm saying? And what I used to watch as a kid, what I used to read as a kid, you know what I'm saying, is now coming to life, right? I will turn around in a minute, and I'll pay my money, and I'll go see these movies, or whatever the case may be. But as far as that, I try to also go experimental. I watch a lot of foreign film.
Okay.
Right. I watch a lot of foreign film. I watch a lot of independent film.
All right. You told me the actor that inspired you, but who's your favorite actor of all times?
To be honest with you, I don't have a favorite.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't have a favorite. There's too many of them. There's too many that bounce off of my head.
But is there an actor that you see in a movie, you said, you know what, I'm going to see the movie? Didn't know the storyline, but you knew the certain actor was in it, and you said, you know what, I gotta see it. Is there any actor that just...
Well, I could say on that note,
yeah,
right, putting it like that, there is one.
Okay.
There is one. All right. As iconic as he is, right?
It's got to be good.
Believe it or not, it's Forrest Whitaker.
Okay.
It's Forrest Whitaker.
Nice.
Right. I've watched him. I've watched him in all different genres of movies. To me, where he really merits is
one of my favorites from Forrest Whitaker. It's King of Scotland. I thought that was a role he played Idi Amin down to the T. That was great. I think King of Scotland was definitely one of them. That's
for me. That's in my movie collection. That's in my top 10.
Okay.
Right. That's in my top 10, and I always knew that he was good, but what really turned my head towards him was one of Clint Eastwood's earlier directorials. Mm-hmm. Right. He did a movie called Bird, which was based on the jazz artist Charlie Bird Parker.
Okay.
And Forrest Whitaker, he played Charlie Bird, and he talked about it went into the thing about the music, the abusive nature, you know what I'm saying, the alcoholism, everything, and Clint as a director, you know what I'm saying, seeing everything that he's done, we grew up on him, you know what I'm saying, so seeing everything he's done, you know what I'm saying, with that was spectacular. But what I saw at Forrest Whitaker, to me, and for me personally, that was like the on-ramp to what we would see. And like I said, in his more like in the biographicals, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about Bird and The Last King of Scotland, and then just recently Lee Daniels, The Butler. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen The Butler yet, but I heard it's great.
He excels. They spun some rumor years ago that they wanted Forrest Whitaker, believe it or not, to play Louis Armstrong. All right, and I nearly turned around and lost my breath when I heard that, because I was like, he would absolutely decimate that role, But,
so let me ask you another question. You got a shoot coming up, right? The next day, right? You wake up that morning. Your shoot is at 12. You wake up 8 in the morning or whatever. What's the preparations for you as like when you're hitting the when you hit the set? Right, what is the preparation as far as some people have their own rituals. I don't eat until after the set, or I like to perform on empty stomach, or whatever. Is there anything like any specific recipes to when Lazarus is going to kill a role?
Well, the one thing is to make sure that I am 100% relaxed.
Okay.
All right. Even if that role is very, very intense, it could be anything as something as a fight scene. You know what I'm saying? The main thing is to make sure that I am relaxed. That I am relaxed most assuredly around the people that I have to work with.
Is there any famous actors you've worked with?
Recently I worked with well, I'm a rapper but also an actor. I worked with Fat Joe.
Okay.
Right, on a film called Lady Rider, which I believe is now in post production and everything. And believe it or not, Fat Joe he lit my ass up with an AR-15 rifle.
Wow.
He lit me up with an AR-15 rifle, and we did it 3 angles, from 3 different takes, and no mattresses, nothing but concrete to land on, and just knowing why I was there and what was going on, I felt no pain. I felt nothing but happiness and pleasure. In the past, I've turned around and I worked close with Chris Klein,
okay,
and Elijah Wood and everything, and just wherever it comes, but really to tell you the truth, most of the time I'm working with actors and actresses who are out there on the grizz, just like I am. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to turn around and meet like celebrities and things like that if the opportunity comes. But I'm more happier with working with those who are trying to head off and trying to build something. You know what I'm saying? And being a part of that and everything. I don't turn around and I don't knock anybody. You like what you like. Your pet peeve is your pet peeve. If you're used to being around the more celebrity crowd, then so be it. But me, I'm interchangeable. I can turn around and I can work within a high tense celebrity atmosphere if called, if necessary. But I will turn around and work faster with those who are out there trying to do it just the same as I am. Who's trying to turn around and build their name and build their career and achieve their dreams.
Now, there's a kid watching this show, would like to be an actor. What would you tell him? Or her?
Before you turn around and you jump to achieving your dreams within the acting world, you first make sure you learn and you study from a distance. You can take classes and everything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But, taking classes and then learning on your own, doing your research, because to everything, there's pros and cons. This world it's not simple. It could be a lot of fun, but at the same time, it could be sometimes a little dangerous. It could be a little crazy sometimes, And the one thing I can tell you, especially if you're very, very young, is that this business will turn around and it will force you to grow up very fast. All right? And that's when you have to ask yourself, you know what I'm saying, is this what I want? Now, I'm not discouraging you, but I'm letting you know that these are the things that you may face. All right? And I wouldn't be a genuine person if I didn't say this to you now, because a lot of people have asked me this question and everything, and I tell them, you make sure that you can watch up close, but you watch from a distance, research, know what you're getting into, know your craft, know the history of your craft, even not just so much the glitz and the glamour, but also learn about the more darker side of this business. Make sure that you know what you're doing when you walk in here, because if not, there are sharks in these waters, and believe me when I tell you right now, the teeth are real, what you feel is real, and it could be a memorable and pleasurable experience. You can turn around and you can make great strides and do great things. But at the same time, if you're not careful, you will get eaten alive.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question that I ask everybody that comes on this show. If God was to come from the sky and tell you, Lazarus, you're not going to get $1 off of this acting, would you still act?
Damn straight I would.
See, that's about love. That's not business, that's love. Of course we have to do business. That's the way of the world. But what separates business and love is, do you need $1 for it to do it? Or does it make you happy? See, that's the difference. And I ask everybody that, whether it's a musician, politician, actor, model, whatever, whoever comes on the show, I ask that. Because I like to know if they're doing what they love or they're doing it for the business. I ask everybody that.
Your true passion, if you're really there, your true passion will not die, right? And you'll do it, because this is what you love to do. There are actors that we don't know about who do this, and they're rich as hell, They have their own businesses, but they do this, and they don't do this with the wind of money, nor thinking about their money or whatever. They do this because for them, either it's something that they love to do, right? Or maybe it just may be an escape, because, hey, people say, hey, if you got money, what is there to worry about, this, that, and the third. And, you can come from the hood and say, well, look, you know what, when you don't have money, there is something to worry about or whatever, But believe it or not, the flip side of that is that you have rich people out here who are more miserable than most people could ever possibly imagine. They have everything at their fingertips, and yet you can have those who are miserable and they're always looking for escapes. And people can find many different escapes out there. But some could turn around and find it through doing something artistic. Whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's writing, something that could turn around and, if I may say it this way, soothe the savage beast.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to thank Lazarus Powell for showing up. Like I said, he showed up in crunch time. And he came and he gave you his all. He held back none. And I would like to thank you, man.
I thank you, brother.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
And till next time on the County of Kings.